Hello everybody, my name is RetroBoy03 and welcome to part 2 of my video review of LEGO Ninjago set number 70732, City of Stiix. In part 1, I already reviewed the minifigures and all of the side builds, so in this video I'll be purely reviewing the main tower structure of the set, so without further ado, let's just get into it. So here we have the tower build, which is the main part of the City of Stiix, and as you can see, this thing is very tall, and therefore I can't really capture the whole thing on camera at once very easily, so I'm just going to be reviewing this level by level, basically. So we'll start with the base of the model. Starting off here on the bottom level, off to the side here, we have this little section with a bit of a dock, or I guess maybe a pier would be a bit more accurate. I don't know, I don't really go to... I don't live by water, so I'm not very well-versed on what you would call this. I'm gonna go with a dock, but anyway, here you have a little ladder, and interestingly, the instructions tell you to put it like that, like a bit of... I guess just like some wood planks, but I think it looks a lot better to put it up like this, because not only does it then form a ladder, but that also helps you to use this play feature over here, where you just have this little axe, and the feature is just so simple. It's just on a ball joint, and the idea is that you just swing that down to get anyone coming down the ladder, although really it can't actually hit anyone on the ladder, so I don't know if that was the intention. That's what I want to be the intention, but it doesn't really work. I mean, you could put a figure there, and then you could hit them, I guess. But yeah, that's just kind of a dud feature. But then moving on to the main section here, you can see you have some bars. Obviously, this whole thing is on water, if you couldn't already tell. You have some rock detailing, you have some plant life, but you have these two really obvious, well, they're not big, ugly rock pieces, so I guess small, ugly rock pieces? Serps? I guess. Anyway, you have those two pieces, which I think look really bad together, but luckily they don't have to be together, because you can probably notice that geared mechanism there. And there's a little actuator that I'll get to showing you when we turn around to the back of this, but you can just turn that and it'll just open up those rock pieces, and yeah, that's a hidden entrance. What is it a hidden entrance into, you ask? Well, you can already see that nice translucent lime green spider, and turning this around to the back, it reveals Jack. I mean, like, you have water, you have a spider, you have, I guess, some slime flowing down the walls. I mean, over here you have that skeleton I showed you earlier, but, like, there's no feature here. There's not, like, a button on the wall you can push to have the skeleton come shooting out. There aren't any trapdoors, not any spike traps. This whole bottom layer just kind of just seems like there could have been so much more here. Like, this could have been a really fun sort of little play section. Like, this could have been a dungeon. Or, like, I mean, I don't know. I just feel as though there are a lot of things LEGO could have done here, but instead we just have water. And also, like, here's the actuator, which is a problem because it's kind of awkward to just turn that little red piece. LEGO really should have put something larger on there, like a 2x2 round piece. Anyway, here you can see this little chain dangling down, which is a thing. But anyway, then we move on to, I guess, the main level, turning around to the front again. Just panning up a little. You can see you have a railing in the front. Over on the side you have a box with another transparent spider in there. You have some Chima red raven wing pieces, which I guess are supposed to be like curtains. And then over here, you can clearly see, if I just move this out of the way, you can clearly see that this is the sign for Ronin's shop. Now, I'm not entirely sure why there's a crossbow there, but there is a crossbow there. There's your swingy axe. And yeah, I mean, like, there's really not much to see on the exterior, so I guess I'll try to show you inside as best I can. So, I'm sorry about any background noise. Maybe it'll be easier if I just sort of tip this, because, like, I really wish you could just remove the roof, but LEGO didn't design this to be possible for that, with that. But anyway, wait, maybe I'll just... Okay, so this next section will be a bit shaky since I'm going loose camera mode here, but anyway, you can see a little sack. You can see on this little plinth, you have an arrow blade, the red one specifically, which is... I mean, it's cool to get, I guess. In the back, you have this little statue, or maybe, well, I don't know what you call it. I kind of want to call it a bust, but then it has the clear head. So I guess you just have a stand for a top hat and a fake mustache, so that's nice. Here in the back, you have this printed banner, which is nice. Turning this around and lifting up the banner, here you can see... Here you have a barrel with a couple of weapons in it. You have this little short sword and a trident as the short sword falls out. And again, I apologize for the shaky cam, but luckily it's over as soon as I show you just this stickered rug here, which is a nice sticker, I guess. And just putting this back on my tripod, I feel as though it's kind of interesting to mention about that carpet that LEGO actually used a very similar print in the 2017 Dragon's Forge set, just with different colors. Anyway, there's one more feature in here you probably noticed, and that's just this little removable, I guess, sort of table. You have a little bottle on there, and you can just open it up, and inside you have a printed microchip. So that's a thing. And, well, there is one other thing in here, as I just break off the mustache stand. So let me just put that back up, and then I'll show you sort of the one other thing we get in Ronin's shop. Oh, by the way, does anyone else think it's weird that we get Ronin's shop without Ronin in the set? I don't know, to me that just seems weird, but anyway, I accidentally knocked it off, but anyway... You get this nice little golden dragon statue, which of course uses the Norbert mold from all the way back in 2001 when LEGO made sets for The Philosopher's Stone, the first Harry Potter movie, and that just goes on that brown jumper on the wall. Let me just try to get it back in. Maybe it'll be a bit easier from the back. There. Okay, the other thing also goes on the wall, and it also fell to the floor. It's this little book. You can see that there's a sticker on each side with a... I don't know if this is intentional, but the symbol on the front reminds me of the, sort of the swirl design that the Great Devourer came out of in the city of Ouroboros. Back all the way back in Season 1, early 2012. That was forever ago. And anyway, here you can see this Ninjago trading card, which I always used to think was coal, but this is actually a J trading card. But for some reason, LEGO printed J on in dark blue, so it doesn't really look like J, but this is supposed to be the J trading card from 2011, so that's pretty cool. I collect the LEGO Ninjago, like the physical 1x2 print stickers of the trading cards. I collect the 1x2 LEGO Ninjago trading cards, so that's nice to get. Good thing I was able to form that sentence eventually. Here you can see you have this sort of nice sort of awning design on the front and sides, as well, and in the nice dark blue, which I think looks cool. And you also have sort of like the ghostly spikes. Next layer up, we'll get to that dangling cage in a minute. Here, I feel as though this looks pretty good. I like the bar design. I'm not a huge fan of, like, the spring green wall. I feel as though I really like all the spring green on this set. Except right here. I feel as though spring green works really good as an accent, but I feel as though that wall should have been, like, dark blue or something. I don't know. The sticker on it's nice, though. And just turning that around to the back. Obviously, it has the same sort of awning, this time with just a spider on it. But anyway, in here, you have this room, which is pretty simple. You just have a table with a cup on it, you have a single chair, and you have a bottle. But the feature here, and for this I'll just take I guess sort of just the ghost ninja included in the set. Just stick him here, and you can just pull out this red pin, and I guess I'll pan down a little, because the feature, if you can't guess already, is a trapdoor, but he got stuck, so there. You can sort of see that that your figure will just fall down into Ronin's shop as I knock over the arrow blade carelessly. So let me just reattach that before we continue on. So, yeah, our play feature is just a trapdoor. Very simple thing, but I feel as though it doesn't really work here. Because, well, I mean, it just drops a figure into Ronin's shop, and why would that be a thing? Why would you drop a figure into Ronin's shop? Wouldn't it make more sense if the trapdoor was on this layer and it dropped you down into the water below? Wouldn't that make more sense as a play feature? Plus, that would give this entire section a reason to exist. And then up here, they could have done something else. Like, I mean, heck, even this room design is fine. Like, it's simple, but I don't mind. It's just that this trapdoor seems so weird and so out of place here. Just doesn't really fit. But anyway, I mean, it's there, so I guess I shouldn't complain about having a feature. But anyway, I guess now we'll talk about this little dangling cage. Obviously, as I just mentioned, it's a cage dangling on a chain. The idea here is that you would put Jay in the cage, which really makes me wonder why LEGO had you kit him up with these two katanas. Wouldn't it have made more sense to just not give those to Jay, since he'll be captured? And also Nia, since she has her vehicle, but I've already talked about that problem, and, well, I guess this is on a sort of crane, but it's not really a real crane. You just can sort of, like, move this along, and it'll just sort of angle it a little bit, but it's not changing anything. It's just sort of determining the angle of that preset chain, so you can't really move it much. You can really only move it on this one axis, which is kind of bad. But anyway, then, luckily, this last section, which you can just barely see because I'm tilting my tripod up so far, luckily, we won't have to view that so terribly because, for some odd reason, but I'm very grateful, this top layer is removable. So that's nice, but it makes me wonder, why is this the only layer that's removable? Why can't you remove this floor? Or this floor? Or this floor? And also, I just forgot to mention on this floor here, the main floor, just look, why is it built on boat pieces? I don't know, that just sort of is weird to me. It just looks odd. But anyway, moving down onto this bottom section here, you can see that it's pretty nice, I guess. You have the spring green highlights again in this awning design. In here you have on a jumper, you just have this little stickered piece with a couple of gold pieces behind it for this map of Ninjago. I don't know why they included that here. I think it would have made more sense to have the Scroll of Air Jitsu, the actual piece of paper people were fighting over in this season. Like, that wasn't in Stiix either, but, like, if LEGO felt like doing this, they should have done it. Or maybe they should have had the sort of sanctuary up here, because, like, while the ninja are never fighting for anything in Stiix, there is a building that looks pretty similar to this in the Cloud Kingdom where they get the sort of sanctuary, so maybe they could have put that up here. But anyway, then you have a couple flags, and your feature up here is you have this ornamental piece that if you've ever seen any Ninjago set ever, you know that this is a ball shooter. This is the Dragon Ball shooter. Just push these pieces together, shoots a ball. Even though I tried to stop with my hand, that flew across the room, so give me a minute. Okay, after several minutes of searching, I found it. So as you can see, that's a pretty effective play feature, although maybe you won't have as much fun looking for it after you fire it off. But anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say about the play features and look of the City of Stiix main building. Or something I do have to comment on is how you can use figures here, because obviously you have Jay in the cage, Down on the bottom layer, like, again, there's nothing in there. It's just water, so it doesn't make sense to pose figures down there, because obviously ghosts can't be in water, and I don't see any reason for Kai to be down there. I mean, I guess if you really wanted to, you could just sort of jam Nia's vehicle in here. Like, it doesn't really fit through, though. Like, that doesn't fit, so you can't do anything with that. You can't have Nia's vehicle rush in here for no reason. So that's just another problem with Nia's garbage vehicle in this set. Yeah, I mean, I guess you have a dock, so you could have someone there climbing up the ladder. In Ronin's shop, I mean, I guess I would say you could pose figures, but there really isn't much room because of all the stuff in there, plus the set doesn't come with Ronin. Ronin's shop doesn't come with Ronin, so you can't really have figures shopping in there. But then up here, you kind of just, there's no exterior design to that, so you can't pose anyone up there if you want to actually see it. So, I mean, I guess maybe, again, you could have, I guess, people fighting in the shop, but anyway. But then the top layer is really the only place where I can really think of posing any figures. Because I feel as though, like, it would be, to be fair, it would look pretty cool to just put, like, Kai here. Maybe arm him with, like, Jay or Nia's katanas, because Asai isn't Kai's thing. But anyway, put Kai there. Put the evil green ninja, like, here, and that can work. As I knock him off, what I meant to do was, you know, raise his sword a little, so it looks like he's ready to fight. Yeah, I think that looks pretty cool, so there's one thing you can do here. I'll just put this back up as it's supposed to be in terms of looks. I mean, there really isn't much else you can do here. Like, I guess you could pose some of your ghosts on the exposed studs here. Just have them at super wonky angles. I mean, I guess you could shove one here. I mean, like, yeah. I mean, like, there really just isn't much to do with figures in this build, which is really kind of disappointing. But anyway, I guess, well, we should just move on to the final verdict now. So, in this absolutely horrible, super zoomed out shot, would I recommend the LEGO Ninjago set number 70732, City of Stiix, for $120. No. No. Do not spend $120 on this piece of trash. I mean, like, you get no exclusive minifigures. All of the figures are common with the exception of one, who's the evil green ninja, who's available in a cheaper and much better set. In fact, literally every single one of the figures in this set are available in the Moro Dragon set. The only ones you're missing out on are Samurai X, who's in a Dimensions pack, and Gultar, who's in like half the sets they've made for Season 5. Then for the builds, Nia's vehicle, we've already gone over it, is literal garbage. I hate it. This boat is fine, I guess, but it could have been better, but it's fine. It's actually by far my favorite thing in this set, besides that evil green ninja minifig. But again, that's in a different, much better set, so I don't really count that. But the boat is by far the best build here. These two little side builds are fine. The main tower, though, just reeks of lost potential. Like, obviously, every season, LEGO Ninjago gets the big building set, but this has to be my least favorite of any of them. Like, even including, like, obviously, like, we had the Fire Temple, which was amazing. Then we also had Garmadon's Dark Fortress, which was also pretty great. Both of those were from 2011. In 2012, we really didn't get a big building set, but in 2013, we got the Temple of Light, which, while I really didn't fancy the Temple of Light that much, it was better than this. 2014, we had the Battle for Ninjago City, which, again, not great, but it was better than this. Early 2015, we got Enter the Serpent, which, while small, it was a playset. You got a lot of fun play features, better minifigs, none of them well, no, actually, yeah, Lloyd is exclusive to that set, but anyway, that set's better than this one is. Season Season 5 is this one, obviously. Season 6, we got the Lighthouse Siege, which is one of my favorite sets Lego's ever made. Then Season 7 got the Dragon's Forge. Ninjago movie got the Temple of the Ultimate Weapon, which, while that one was very shallow, at least it looked good. And now we have the Temple of Resurrection, but, like, heck, even Season 5 had a better big building set than this. Season 5 also had the Temple of Air Jitsu, which is another one of my favorite, not just Ninjago sets, but favorite sets of all time, along with the Lighthouse Siege. So it really makes me sad that, like, we have an amazing Ninjago building from 2015, we have an amazing Ninjago building from 2016, and then we have this guy. I mean, like, the bottom layer had a lot of potential for play features and mystery and fun, but nope, it's just water and a skeleton. Next layer is Ronin's shop, but you don't get Ronin. Next floor is a trapdoor where you fall into Ronin's shop, which poses no threat whatsoever. And then the top floor is fine, but it doesn't really fit here. And then you have that shooter. So, yeah, would I recommend this for $120? Not a chance. But here's the thing. I didn't get this for $120. Well, I didn't get it all. My little brother did, but anyway, he didn't get this for $120. This set, at the time of... At this point, is selling at for 50% off at most Toys R Us stores, because, you know, well, really 5% off of 50% off, because 50% off because this set came out in 2015 and no one ever bought it. 5% off because Toys R Us is liquidating. But anyway, so yeah. So for $60, I mean, I guess go for it. Like, I really wouldn't even pay $60 for what you get here. Like, I think $50 I think that's a good enough deal, but honestly, like, even paying half off $60 for this whole big over 1,000-piece set just doesn't feel worth it to me. You don't get enough here to justify even $60, much less $120, which still feels absolutely ridiculous to me. Not just for the piece count, because, like, for Ninjago sets, I mean, like, 1,000 pieces for $120 just isn't good when you consider how great the price per part ratio is in most other Ninjago sets. And, like, but then, just considering the volume of stuff here, this feels like maybe $80 worth of stuff max. But then you consider the quality of the stuff here, and yeah, I mean, like, really, like, the boat's great. These two side builds are good. The main build is fine. But really, I feel as though in terms of quality, you only get, like, $50 here. So, yeah. I hate to say it, but I would not recommend this set. That's really something I've never said before in any of my reviews, but yeah. I cannot recommend for you the LEGO Ninjago City of Stiix. Just pass on this one. I give this set a D, not even like a D plus or anything. This set gets a solid D, and it should be thanking its lucky stars for even that. And that's only because it's half off. Like, this set is a D for $60. At $120, this set is an F. It's an absolute F. This is just not a good set, guys. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching this video. Sorry if you really like this set. I hope I didn't offend you by completely bashing it. It's just, well, to each our own, I guess. And, well, I'll see all of you in the next video. Bye-bye.